Jaime Chapman, the rising star who'll make you fall in love with rugby and the spirit of Australian women. If you ever needed a reason to tune into rugby league, let it be Jaime Chapman. With every stride she takes down the field, she embodies a blend of raw power, effortless grace, and the kind of presence that makes you forget to blink. She's not just redefining what it means to be a top-tier athlete, she's making the sport irresistible. Born on March 17, 2002, in Australia, Jaime has quickly risen from a promising junior to one of the most captivating stars in the NRLW, National Rugby League Women's Premiership. She plays as a dynamic winger for the Gold Coast Titans and also represents the Tweed Head Seagulls. But beyond the jerseys and the numbers is a young woman whose impact goes far beyond the stat sheets. At just 23, Jaime is already a veteran of the big stage. She's represented New South Wales and the state of origin, stood tall for the Indigenous All-Stars, and has proudly donned the green and gold for Australia. In each of those moments, she's brought something rare, a fire that ignites the field and a calm that centers her teammates. She doesn't just play the game. She transforms it. And then there's her beauty, undeniable, effortless, and powerful. But it's not just her physical presence, though yes, those eyes do command a second look, and her smile could light up a stadium. It's the kind of beauty that's grounded in authenticity. She's confident without being cocky, fierce without being cold. Whether she's weaving through defenders or laughing with teammates after a win, there's a magnetism about her that pulls people in. You can't fake that kind of charm. What's particularly special about Jaime is how she carries her heritage. As a proud Indigenous Australian, she wears her identity with honor. When she represents the Indigenous All-Stars, she's not just playing for points, she's playing for her people, for culture, for pride. That sense of purpose shows up in how hard she works, how she supports her team, and how she holds herself both on and off the field. Let's talk stats for a moment, not because they define her, but because they remind us that her hype is backed by results. She's known for her blistering pace, her deadly finishing near the try line, and her ability to flip a game on its head in seconds. Her performance in the 2023 State of Origin series turned heads across the country. She scored a memorable try that showed off not just speed, but instinct and composure under pressure. Off the field, Jaime is just as engaging. She's active on social media but stays refreshingly down to earth. Her posts reflect someone who is serious about her craft but doesn't take herself too seriously. She shares glimpses into training, game day rituals, her love for her culture, and her close-knit support system. She radiates the kind of balance young athletes can look up to, focused but fun, grounded yet driven. More than a player, a role model for the next generation. In an age when athletes are expected to be more than just competitors, Jaime Chapman is showing exactly how it's done. She's not just dominating the field, she's stepping up as a role model for young girls everywhere. From the schoolyards of regional Australia to the packed stands at Accor Stadium, there are young fans watching her with wide eyes, dreaming of following in her footsteps. And Jaime doesn't take that lightly. She's spoken openly about her journey, how she grew up with a love for sport, how her Indigenous roots keep her grounded, and how she wants to inspire other young women to chase bold goals without apology. That authenticity is powerful. She's not playing a character, she's showing the world who she is, and that, in turn, gives others permission to do the same. Beauty with brains and backbone. Yes, Jaime is stunning, and no one can deny her natural glow, her athletic physique, and that unmistakable sparkle in her eye. But she's also intelligent, strategic, and fiercely focused. On the field, she reads the game like a chess master. Off the field, she talks with wisdom beyond her years about leadership, resilience, and the importance of lifting others up. Whether she's fronting campaigns for Indigenous recognition or mentoring young players in her local community, there's substance behind her style. She doesn't crave the spotlight, she earns it. And when it shines her way, she uses it to speak truth, celebrate culture, and push boundaries. A brand in the making? As her profile continues to rise, Jaime is becoming more than just an athlete, she's becoming a brand. But unlike many who chase commercial deals or influencer status, Jaime is doing it her way. Authentic partnerships, community-driven projects, and powerful storytelling, that's her lane. It wouldn't be surprising to see her step into fashion, fitness, or advocacy in a bigger way in the future. She has the charisma to light up a screen, the depth to speak on serious issues, and the presence to command attention in any room. She's the kind of person who can be featured in a high-end sportswear campaign in the morning and then speak to a group of high school girls about self-worth in the afternoon. The future is bright and fierce. Looking ahead, there's no ceiling in sight for Jaime Chapman. She's already etched her name into NRLW history, but you get the feeling her best is yet to come. With every game, every season, she's sharpening her skills, growing her influence, and rewriting what success looks like in women's sport. Imagine a decade from now, Jaime, a household name not just in Australia but globally. A trailblazer, a champion, and an icon of Indigenous excellence. A mentor for girls who look like her, who dream like her, and who will believe in themselves because she did it first. Why she matters, and always will. In a world that can feel jaded and divided, Jaime brings a kind of unity. Fans across clubs, states, and even codes can agree on one thing: there's something special about her. She's a symbol of progress, a force of nature on the pitch, and a reminder that sport is about heart just as much as hustle. So whether you're a die-hard rugby fan or just someone who appreciates brilliance in any form, keep an eye on Jaime Chapman. Because she's not just here to play. She's here to lead, to inspire, and to remind us all what it looks like when talent, character, and culture come together in one unforgettable package. In a time when women's sports are gaining long overdue recognition, Jaime Chapman is leading the charge. She represents a new era of rugby league, one that's fast, fierce, and full of heart. But more than that, she represents what's possible when talent meets soul. Watching her play is like watching poetry in motion, with a soundtrack of tackle hits and crowd roars. It's intense, emotional, and beautiful in the most unexpected way. So yes, you might tune in for the game, for the rivalry, or for the thrill of a state of origin clash. But odds are, you'll stay because of players like Jaime Chapman. She's the reason a new generation is falling in love with rugby league, and maybe, just maybe, falling a little in love with her, too.